So let us look into one of the more simpler topics in cell biology, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So the term prokaryote and eukaryote were coined by the French biologist Edward Tetton in 1925. That's the first thing. The term has been derived from two Greek words. Prokaryote has been derived from two Greek words, pro meaning before and karyon meaning nut. So prokaryotes basically are what? They are single-celled organisms that existed evolutionarily before. That is why they are called pro. The development of a nucleus, that is, they do not have a nucleus, and the nucleus is in the shape of a kernel-shaped organelle. That is why the term karyon. The term eukaryotes, again, two words. Eu means well or good, karyon means nut. So basically it means that the nucleus is well developed. So they have a well-defined nucleus, so they are called nucleated cells enclosed within membrane and contains DNA. Now this thing you might have done several times. I have tried a little bit to give it something of a new look. Let's see. Now the first issue is, what is it that is absent in prokaryotic cell but present in eukaryotic cell? See if you can recall. Well, nucleus definitely, and if nucleus is not there, nucleolus will also not be present. Then chloroplasts. What else? Endoplasmic reticulum, since the internal membrane systems are quite less. Golgi apparatus, and lysosomes and perioxysomes, they are also typically absent from prokaryotic cell but present in eukaryotic cell, which are rare in prokaryotes but common in the eukaryotic cell. What are they? Internal membranes, sometimes they may be there. Introns in genes. What are introns? They introns and exons, there are two portions of the genes. We know that DNA sequence, there are two portions, intron and exon. Intron is the non-coding region within a gene. Non-coding region within a gene that is eliminated by splicing before translation. So the non-coding portion of the gene is known as intron, and that is rare in case of prokaryotic cell. That is, maximum exons are there, whereas it is common in the eukaryotic cell. And this was the main surprise that we got when the human genome sequence was published. There were many more introns in the sequence than was anticipated. Microtubules, they are rare in prokaryotes and common in eukaryotes. Other differences. First is, let us look at the basic features. What the basic feature differences are. Say cell size. To remember, it is very simple. 1 to 10 micrometer in prokaryotes, 10 to 100 micrometer in eukaryotes. When did they first appear? Again, remembering is very simple. 3.5 into 10 to the power 9 years ago. In prokaryotes, they appeared earlier, and 1.5 into 10 to the power 9 years ago. In case of eukaryotic cells, they came later on. And differentiation. Prokaryotic cells are basically rudimentary. There are few multicellular types, but that is very rare. And there is no development of tissues. If the tissues are not there, definitely the organ systems are not going to be there. Eukaryotic cells, metazoans, that is, they are multicellular, extensive development of tissues. If tissues are there, organ systems definitely are going to be common. Now, the issue of cell boundary, etc. Now, let us look into the differences. Cell wall presence. Well, with only a few exceptions, all prokaryotes, they have thick, rigid cell walls. And what is it in the case of eukaryotes? Well, within eukaryotes, cell walls are present in protists, fungi, and plants, but they are typically absent in animal cells. If we look into the composition part, the prokaryotes interestingly have a more complex cell wall than what is present in the case of eukaryotes. So the complexity comes because of the molecule peptidoglycan. Fine. Now what is peptidoglycan? Peptidoglycan is a polymer made up of amino acids and sugars. And what it does is it forms a net-like or mesh-like structure outside the plasma membrane, giving rise to the cell wall. Eukaryotic cell, they are chemically simpler, that is, they do not have peptidoglycan in the cell wall in those cases where the cell wall exists. Now, plasma membrane with sterols. Again, usually know that is prokaryotic cells generally do not have sterols in their plasma membrane, and the exception again being mycoplasma. Now, interestingly, it has been found that mycoplasma do not do not uh, synthesize their own sterols. They do not synthesize sterols de novo. That is, they do not synthesize sterols within themselves, but they absorb or take up the sterols from the environment. Sterols are what? It is basically a form of lipid. Fine. Eukaryotic cells, plasma membrane with sterols, yes, they do have it, and it is synthesized de novo. Flagella, well, they are submicroscopic in size. Submicroscopic means cannot be viewed by a normal light microscope. Fine. They are submicroscopic in size, composed of one fiber. Eukaryotic cell, flagella, most of them are microscopic. They are membrane bound. Usually they have microtubules in the 9+2 pattern. Chromosomes, etc. Chromosome structure, prokaryotes, it is circular. In eukaryotes, it is linear. RNA and proteins are also present along with that of DNA. Number of chromosomes, very simple. Single one in prokaryotes, more than one in eukaryotes. Location of DNA, definitely, since there is no nucleus in case of prokaryotes, DNA is not in the nucleus. In case of eukaryotes, it is situated within the nucleus. Cell division, etc. Cell division in prokaryotes, it is by simple fission. In eukaryotes, it is by mitosis or meiosis. Then genetic recombination. Genetic recombination, which is the main property of the eukaryotic cell, and it is because of genetic variation, because of genetic recombination, that the variation that we find is produced in eukaryotes, and this variation forms the basis of evolution. So variation, basically the main source, it is expected, it is accepted today that it is mutation, and along with mutation there are many other factors which bring about the variation in the organisms which forms the raw material for evolution. Genetic recombination is one of them, and it is partial unidirectional transfer of DNA in prokaryotes, and in eukaryotes during meiosis we know there is crossing over, so that brings about the genetic recombination and fusion of gametes. That also brings about recombination. Common characteristics. Now, most of the time we keep on talking about what are the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes, but there are also certain common characteristics between the two. Now, this has been outlined by Karp in his book Cell Biology in 2010, I believe. Yeah. So, plasma membrane, similar construction that we have again, as I have told you earlier, we'll talk of in details about the structure of plasma membrane. There are many models, fine, but the basic structure, basic construction is similar. Genetic information encoded in DNA using identical genetic code. The genetic code is similar in prokaryotes as well as in eukaryotes. Similar mechanism for transcription and translation of genetic information, including similar ribosomes. Fine. Ribosomes, the basic structure is similar, but the total weight of the ribosomes in terms of the unit may be different, but the mechanisms again are similar by which transcription and translation of genetic information takes place. Shared metabolic pathways, glycolysis is universal. Tricarboxylic acid cycle or Krebs cycle is universal in all organisms, whether we are talking of prokaryotes or we are talking of eukaryotes. Similar apparatus, so the energy currency is ATP. That is again universal in all organisms. That is the usable form of energy within living organisms is ATP. Similar mechanism for photosynthesis. Cyanobacteria, they do perform photosynthesis, and green plants also perform photosynthesis. The mechanism is same. Similar mechanism for synthesizing and inserting membrane proteins. How proteins are synthesized? The protein synthesis machinery is same. How they get inserted into the membranes, that again is same. So these things will come in details when we talk about Golgi apparatus and endoplasmic reticulum. Very interesting stories are there as to how they are synthesized, how they go down into the lumen of the endoplasmic reticulum. Then from the endoplasmic reticulum, it comes out. ERGIC is formed, ERGIC. Then it goes down into the Golgi complex. From Golgi complex, it is transported down to the plasma membrane. Those are really interesting stories where some concept is required. These topics basically have informational value only. The shared properties reflect the fact that eukaryotic cells almost certainly evolved from prokaryotic ancestors. So these points, the common characteristics between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes reflect what? They reflect the fact that eukaryotes have evolved from prokaryotic ancestors. That's all for today. So then these are some of the references for further reading. You can mail your feedback to the email address given. Thank you very much.